Children, in the previous session of force, work and energy, we discussed about force, friction and work. And in today's session, we are going to learn about energy, different types of energy. Now let us start with this session and learn about energy. Now let us discuss about the other form of energy, that is electrical energy. As you know that electricity is the flow of electrical power or charge, right? It is a secondary energy source, which means that we get it from the conversion of other sources of energy. We don't get it directly. It is a secondary energy source, which means that we get it from the conversion of other sources of energy like coal, natural gas, oil, nuclear power and other natural sources which are called as primary sources. So basically we can say that electrical energy is a secondary energy source which we get from the conversion of primary source, means the natural source or other sources of energy, right? So the energy sources which we use to make electricity can be renewed or non-renewed, because electricity itself is neither renewed or non-renewed. We can say that electricity which is produced in power stations usually involves the burning of coal, releasing gases that pollute the air. So we should save electricity to save our planet. For example, you can see here that appliances such as the computer, electric bulb and even TV, television, computer, washing machine, grinder, laptop, all these appliances use electrical energy. Even there are many other appliances like electric bulb, tube light, radio. They also use electrical energy. So electrical energy is generated at power stations and supplied to our homes. Electrical phenomena have been studied since long years back, though advances in the science were not made until 17th and 18th centuries. But practical applications for electricity, however, remained few, and it would not be until the late 19th century that engineers were able to put it into industrial and residential use, means using it at our home and using in industries and factories. So the rapid expansion in electrical technology at this time transformed industry and society also. The electricity's extraordinary versatility as a source of energy means it can be put to an almost limitless set of applications. For example, it is used in transport, in heating, in lighting, in communications and computations, right? It is used in communications like we are using mobile phones. Today's generation is like that. None of them, or we can say that every one of them is using a mobile phone. So this communication is also a type of an application of electric energy, of using an electric energy. Even the press which we use every day, right? Even the radio, the television, computer, all are such appliances which use electrical energy, right? So the backbone of modern industrial society is, and for the foreseeable future can be expected to remain, the use of electrical power. So we can say that there are so many applications of electric energy. Today, electricity is very much important for us because it is used daily, right? So there are many applications which you can observe. Now let us move to another form of energy and let us learn about light energy. Yes, light energy helps us to see the things around us. Now consider the energy which is transmitted to the earth from the sun by light or by any other source of light. Most probably we can say that we get light or heat by the sun. Light, which is also called as electromagnetic radiation. Now how can we say this? Because light really can be thought of as oscillating coupled electric and magnetic fields that travel freely through the space. That means without there having to be charged particles, right? And there is also one reason that sunlight can hurt our skin or our eyes. It is because it contains ultraviolet light, and that is why we say that light energy is helpful to us. Sunlight is helpful to us, but more exposure to sunlight can hurt our skin or can cause damage to our eyes. Now there is one such example you might have seen in the television, or you might have watched live, the tennis players, say, playing tennis. And even in other sports like cricket or soccer, there are lights being used. So these are what type of lights? Yes, the halogen lights. So we can say that lights are used in such places. Even it is used at our home. So we can say that light energy helps us to see the things around us. And that is why we are able to enjoy such games, such sports. For example, electric bulb, tube light, and candle. And there are some machines also which produce light energy. So they are all the sources of light energy. Here you can see lamp, then a radar, then a torch, a watchman who is using torch at night. Then you can also observe this light at the traffic signal. Even the candle is a source of light energy, right? And even the glow signs, the glow boards which you see at every shop, at every head of the shops or the offices. This is one such company name. This is one such imaginary company name. It is glowing, right? So you might have observed many such things which are the sources or which act as the source of light energy. So we can say that light energy is very, very important because it helps us to see the things around us. So that was all about light energy. Now let us discuss about another form of energy, and that is heat energy, right? So what is meant by heat energy? We cannot define it, but we will have to understand it with the help of an example. Like you can consider a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea. The tea is said to possess heat energy, which is really the collective microscopic kinetic and potential energy of the molecules in the tea. Because the molecules have kinetic energy because they are moving and vibrating, and they have potential energy because of the mutual interaction between them, right? So temperature is really a measure of how much heat energy something has. The higher the temperature, the faster the molecules are moving, and the more kinetic and potential energy the molecules have. And the lower the temperature, the slower the molecules are moving or vibrating, and less kinetic and potential energy the molecules have. So it all depends upon the temperature. Even in our homes we use heat energy to cook food. For example, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, is used in our home, right, to cook food. Then even fuel is a type of a fuel is used in vehicles, and it is converted into heat energy, right? Then here you can see this is one picture of a gas which is used in our home, which is used to cook food. So this is providing, LPG is actually indirectly providing heat which is used to cook food. Even the lamp, it is converted into heat energy and which it gives us heat. So this is the light energy which is converted into heat energy, right? So burning fuel such as coal, LPG and kerosene releases heat energy and in our homes we use heat energy to cook food, right? So that was all about heat energy. Now we will study about another form of energy which is sound energy, right? So you might be thinking that what is sound energy? It is all about the noise which we hear all the day around us? No, not most probably. Sound energy is that when an object moves quickly, it compresses the surrounding air, giving that air potential energy. For example, the head of the drum, right? And that air then expands in transforming the potential energy into kinetic energy. Means, potential energy means that it is already in the stored form and then it gets converted into kinetic energy, means moving form. So we can say that sound waves are compression waves associated with potential and kinetic energy of air molecules. So when an object moves quickly, for example the head of drum, it compresses the air nearby, giving that air potential energy. So air has a potential energy and now this air then expands, transforming the potential energy into moving air, that means kinetic energy. And then the moving air pushes on and compresses other air and so this chain goes on. So we can say that when it has been converted into moving air, this moving air then pushes on and compresses other air. Other air means the air surrounding it, and this chain then goes on, right? So this is all possible by the waves which are traveling in the air that produces sound energy. For example, the walkie-talkie which were used in ancient time, then such type of machines, such type of things which are used, like sonar which is used, which uses the sound energy. Even the host here is holding a mic with him and the audience is able to use or is able to hear the sound because of the waves traveling around in the air. So it is also a source of sound energy, right? Even there are many other things like radio, mic, this deck and some FM radio stations. So on the FM radio we are able to hear the songs of our own kind, the favorite songs and our favorite DJ or RJs, we are able to hear them. It is all because of the waves traveling around in the air. So they are all acting as a source of sound energy. So portable audio players, television sets, radios and loudspeakers are all sources of sound energy. Even the musical instruments such as sitar, guitar, tabla, violin, keyboard, piano also produce sound. So they are all the sources of sound energy, right? So that was all about sound energy. Now let us study about the last form of energy, the energy which we are going to discuss here. So this is the form of energy which is associated with the wind, right? So what is it actually? Wind is air in motion. As we know that air in motion or moving air is called wind. It is produced by uneven heating of the earth's surface by the sun. Since the earth's surface is made of various land and water formations, it absorbs the sun's radiation unevenly. And what happens when the sun is shining during the day? The air over the land masses heats more quickly than the air over water. And so the warm air over the land expands and rises, and the heavier, cooler air over water moves in to take its place, creating local winds. What happens? The warm air rises and rises more, and it becomes more heavier. And at night, when the winds are reversed because the air cools more rapidly over land than over water. So what can we say? That wind energy is produced by the moving air. That means indirectly we can say that it is produced by uneven heating of the earth's surface by the sun. Similarly, the large atmospheric winds that encircle the earth are created because the surface area near the equator is warmed more by the sun than the air over north and south poles. And that is why wind energy is generated. It is produced as long as the sun shines on the earth. And so today wind energy is mainly used to generate electricity. For example, we celebrate Kite Flying Day, Uttarayan, which is the popular festival in Gujarat, in the state of Gujarat. So kite flying is possible because of the wind. Even the moving of fan, moving of the blades of the fan, it is possible because of the wind, right? But the blades of the fan do not move automatically. We have to switch it on. That means we are using electricity. So how these things take place? Yes, today wind energy is mainly used to generate electricity, means energy of the wind can even turn the windmills, which in turn can move other machines called as turbines. So what you see here are the turbines. So energy of the wind turned these windmills, which in turn can move other machines called turbines, and turbines then move and help to produce electrical energy. So let us see that how windmills work. Yes, windmills work because they slow down the speed of the wind, and the wind flows over the airfoil shaped blades, causing lift, like the effect of the airplane wings causing them to turn. So because of this moving air, the blades or the wings of the windmills are able to turn. And then when the blades are connected to a drive shaft that turns an electric generator, it is able to produce electricity. So what can we say? That when the blades turn because of the wind, the moving air, the blades which are already connected to a drive shaft are able to turn an electrical generator. And when these blades are able to turn the electrical generator because of the moving air, the electrical generator will produce electricity, right? So today's wind machines are much more technologically advanced than those early windmills. They still use blades to collect the wind's kinetic energy, but the blades are made up of fiberglass or other high-strength materials. And so we can say that modern wind machines are still wrestling with the problem of what to do when the wind isn't blowing, because wind energy is possible only by the moving air, that is wind. So when the wind isn't blowing, then the problem arises. And the large turbines which are connected to the utility power network, there are some other type of generator also which picks up the load when there is no wind. And then the small turbines are sometimes connected to these electrical generators, or sometimes they have to use a battery to store the extra energy that they can collect when the wind is not blowing. So basically we can say that technology has increased at its pace, and it is increasing, and it will keep on increasing, right? And energy, these different forms of energy will be used in different forms. So we can say that mechanical energy can be converted into heat energy, light energy can also be converted into heat energy, Heat energy can be converted into electrical energy, wind energy can be converted into electrical energy. So these conversions can also go on. These interconversions also go on in these forms of energy. And these forms of energy are used in various ways. So we can say that energy is very essential to the life, to our life, right? So I hope that you enjoyed this session and learned about the importance of energy, these different forms of energy. So always remember that the ability to do work is called energy. So we will meet in the next session with a new topic. That means we will continue this lesson and we will learn about simple machines.